Of course, this is an active police investigation, but I'm interested in these properties that appear to have been searched now by armed police. One commercial property, as far as we understand it, and one residential property. And the interesting news that two individuals have been led out of that commercial property into the back of a car with police markings on it. What does this suggest in terms of how the investigation is progressing?
Well, it's exactly as you say. It's a very fast-moving investigation. They've got a suspect in custody. It may be that either he's known to them or they are eliciting information from him that will allow them to come out and search those particular premises. Don't want to speculate, but the likelihood is that the two people that have come out of the premises could be potential witnesses or maybe known to the other victims or certainly potentially the perpetrator. So they will be treated, spoken to by police as part and parcel of the investigation in order to help them to determine the absolute facts of what has actually happened here from 4 a.m. this morning.
Now, this is, of course, a big event. 3 deaths, 3 hospitalisations, the national media attention. How large will this police investigation be? What sort of resourcing will be going into this? There, of course, are 3 separate cordons, which now we learn seem to be expanding as time goes on.
Yeah, I was listening to your reporter earlier on in terms of the cordons. That's not unusual to widen the cordons, to have an inner cordon and to have an outer cordon. And it may be that the forensic team have set up a strategy that they want to widen those in order to maximise their opportunities around the forensication of the scene. 3 scenes, which is actually quite wide-spanning. The fact that Nottingham have already declared this a major incident will give you an indication of how big this is for them, and the big likelihood is that they are working with cross-border forces to ensure that they've got sufficient resources in terms of officers that will come across. Their own local officers will be doing reassurance patrols, will be talking to the public to try to reassure them that, you know, hopefully that they feel safer, because it's absolutely horrific incident that has taken place today. So there will be a lot going on. The officers that come from other forces will be supporting the investigation teams in terms of the cordons or patrolling the area, but local officers will be talking to people that they know so that they can also get further information and intelligence in order to progress the investigation.
Now, declaring this event a major incident, I'm assuming, isn't just a term for the media. This has real-world implications. There's sort of a level of seriousness that an event needs to reach in order to be declared an official major incident. What does that mean?
It basically means that, the fact that there's been 3 people that have been found dead, murdered, and in 3 different locations, the fact that a van has tried to cause some injury to other victims, members of the community, would indicate that, first of all, they've got to decide what this actual incident is. Is this, and I'm not saying it is or isn't because we don't know, and it certainly hasn't been mentioned at this stage, but short of saying it's terrorism incident, they've declared this a major incident. The news that will unfold throughout the day will actually determine what it is. As I say, I don't want to speculate because we don't have the full facts, and Nottinghamshire Police will come out at some stage with a statement to the general public. But yeah, because of the fact that this is so random at this stage, the fact that it took place at 4 a.m. in the morning, people will be concerned. And one of the reasons they would declare it a major incident is because they want to look at what has led to this incident and to ensure that there aren't going to be any further incidents, and that they want to reassure public to make sure that they've got the right resources, they've got the right training, the right skills in order to progress the investigation to bring the offender to justice.
Now, we are expecting a news conference later on this afternoon from Nottinghamshire Police. But in your experience, would we expect any more information to drip out before that news conference?
No, I don't think you can expect the police to come out and drip feed members of the public and the press in terms of what's going on. This, as I said, is a very fast-moving investigation. They've got a suspect in custody. They've got to decide at which point they will speak to this individual. They will have done their own investigations very, very quickly in order to try to identify the individual. Obviously, there's victims in this as well, so they need to identify the victims. Is there a connection to them? Did this particular individual target those individuals, or was it a completely random attack? So totally understandable why it's been declared a major incident, because of the fact that this will have national interest and also international interest from the wider public.